in chat. Not A-R-E, not O-U-R, just the single letter R.
Nice.
On friendly territory, Cyclops will look to knock Talon out of the Atlanta Major. For Talon, they would be the first team to go home. On the B stream in just a couple minutes, another elimination game will be played. Ninjas in Pajamas versus Sandbox Gaming will go on the other stream.
Didn't expect that one.
Did not expect that one. Did not expect the upset for Nip to be in that position. But I will say this. If things do not go well for Sandbox, the first two teams sent home would both be Korean teams, which obviously not the result that region wants at all.
No, that's very true. However, the bans are gonna look very similar. The Muncie being banned out by CAG themselves, the Ying follows up, then the Fenrir, and then we can talk about, is it gonna be the Valkyrie, the Mira, the Kaid, the Solis? Those are your usual four suspects, at least on border. Of course, I guess you can throw an Asami in there as well, but both teams played Asami pretty comfortably and might want her available on the defensive side of border. It will be ding the ring, the Kaid. So again, it kind of frees up your other lineup on attack. You don't have to play Thatch every single round. You can guarantee to open up the walls. At the very least, dealing with a mute or a bandit is much easier, much simpler than dealing with the Kaid claws because of that range and how they can be far off in the ceiling, etc. You gotta bounce some tricky nades to deal with those, and of course, take out all those ADSs as well if there are any. So, the scene is set. Cyclops looking to keep up the pace and the momentum. I would not be surprised if they go from the spawn peaks, shut down Talon early on, like they tried on Bang on their first offensive rounds. But with the CG on defense, Talon on attack, border the second map here in this best of 3 series.
Both teams at this point should be warmed up. Talon played their matchup after Cyclops played theirs. As you see on your screen, that's the R6 share kit for Cyclops Athlete Gaming. A very colorful UMP skin that you can put on. Has a little dinosaur face on it. Very cute.
Looks like a toy gun with how colorful it is.
It does. And funny enough, there is a toy pistol skin for the FBI agent pistol as well. So you can
5 seconds remaining.
Use them both.
You can Skinnergize?
You can indeed Skinnergize.
Attacker's objective is to locate a
You
bomb.
didn't coin that word, right? That was all you?
No, I've definitely read it before. I am
just
nowhere
take
near.
it.
Okay, yeah, I did.
In Siege, you coined it at least. I believe.
I imported it.
You imported it. It was imported.
I imported it to Rainbow Six Siege. That is absolutely correct.
I mean, G2 imports half of their team too, so that happens.
Doesn't seem to matter.
No.
What are the keys to success for Talon here on border?
Honestly, I want to see them actually control the pace right now because they are just I mean, look at this start. Chibisu runs out, a team kill almost occurs. I want to see Talon take control, set the pace here and say, you know what, CAG, you want to play with confidence? We shut you down. You go for a swing, we get the kill, etc. Because right now, look at them. They're playing so far back, proning on the ground. They're playing scared. They're playing pretty isolated. We see Roy Boy alone. We see Misa alone. We see a Sandwich Repel alone as well. And right now, look, they're swinging far back. They're holding angles. No one's on break door. No one's on CC window. They're just swinging armor and breach right now that they themselves opened up.
Chibisu still holding court inside of security. Oh, Misa doesn't have a soft wall where the Legion is sitting. Suzu continues to lord over him from this spot. There's an Adrenal Surge to give some life back to the attackers. Roy Boy goes down first, and Suzu could have had more than one. Maybe don't pull out the super shorty. There goes Ryder, but Suzu's feeling pretty good about this. Chibisu decides to slaughter him with his secondary shotgun.
I want a Talon to control. This is the exact opposite of what I wanted. They're walking out alone. They don't get a single kill. I mean, Misa was looking the wrong way. Instead of swinging the armory player of Legion, he was trying to swing Chibisu instead of security, but that's not your first point of contact, and they didn't really do anything this round. They still had utility and flashbangs for the Kalaji, they had grenades on Finga, they had 1 or 2 on boost left, on Dokibikol left. This is like a semi-tactical timeout here from Talon. slow it down, talk things through. Guys, what happened? What's the issues? Are we nervous because it's like, you know, series point? If we lose, we're out. Because that's the reality. You lose your first map in Abyssal 3. If you lose the second one, you're literally going home. That is always going to apply so much pressure mentally onto the team that it's affecting. And right now, that's Talon.
Well, JLT is just going to waste time sitting outside, as you pointed out. Wait, was he just rubbing his eyes with both hands yet was still moving?
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
He's got a third hand somewhere.
What is going on?
Magician.
15 seconds.
Oh! It's fine. Rework is in. You'll be back up with 20 health. It's fine. Wait.
No, you could.
Oh.
Jivisu denies his team the flawless round by dying. Though, in all reality,
That's a flawless.
that was a flawless round. They could have just left it. I mean, obviously they didn't.
Yeah.
CAG 1 round closer to throwing Talon out of Atlanta.
Yep, and it looked good. And this is the thing. Yeah, okay, this is CAG against a lesser experienced team in Talon. This is not them up against like W7M or G2 or any of those big names. But this is a better looking CAG from pretty much all the standpoints that we normally criticize them for. They're playing, you know, too spread apart. They're playing too, like, undisciplined. They don't have crossfires. They have no trades going for them. They crutch and Monty all the time. And yeah, okay, it's hard to judge them off this single Abyssal 3 when they've lost their first match already, but it's like, they're banning the Monty, they're not forcing it themselves, they have the crossfires, they have the trades being set up, and they're actually adapting live in the server as things are playing out. So on all of those points, like, success, improvement, and it's exactly what I want to see. I just wish we had seen it from CAG a year ago or 2 years ago, because they have been at pretty much every single international event since early 2021. So, but better late than never. Talon, they go through their what operators should we bring checklist, and Ryan Boy will bring out that famous IQ to combat the possibility of Pulse, a Solace, a Valkyrie. And two of those operators, they do have presence in this particular round. It's the Solace and Valkyrie from Anderson Arcoli. They're gonna play downstairs, look for some vertical destruction, C4 impact grenades. And Talon just starting things up slowly. Lisa up a wall from Passport into that open area portion. The East stairs. Just gonna set things here. Maybe an East stairs take from Talon if possible.
Oh, the Azami getting very close to danger as Black Ray scoots off from this position. Spraying through the wall, being spotted on scan.
Time for a wake-up call.
There goes another logic bomb. Lots of annoyances and nuisances being brought from Talon now in the second execute of theirs. They fell short on the armory take. Now they retool and hope for the best.
What is next? Right now it's yellow pings from the Valkyrie cameras, giving some intel, and Talon, they've got East stairs control, Passport control, but you can't really act with that alone. Either you clear this top floor portion of Office Archives, which Ryder might be trying to attempt on his lonesome, or you hit the side quickly and dirty and hope to get the job done. But look at this, the lack of intel, it punishes the defenders.
He just walks right in. There goes another logic bomb. The last one, Arcoli making his presence known, and now it's Sayora fighting the Solus, winning the duel with the AK. Pivoting towards Customs, now towards Top East.
It was going so well until 2 seconds after, and then it wasn't all of a sudden. It went from a 4 versus 5 in favor of Talon to a 1 versus 4 very quickly, and that is it. Blackberry finds the final kill in the round. CAG, they're continuing from the streak they had on Bang with complete and utter control and domination on the first rounds of border as well. And sometimes when you are a less experienced teams like Talon they are, you just want to look at what other teams are doing in, like, you know, the tier 1 regions that have been around for a long time, or the top teams like W7M. Say, okay, how do they play border? Where do they go and attack? What are the first rooms that they care about? What's the priority list here? Because I love when teams that try and do something different, they have their own flair to things, because that's how the meta changes, right? It was W7M themselves, the current arguably best team in the world, or one of at least, that played Chalet very differently, and it was so good that every other team started copying what they were doing. And it just seems Talon trying to play a different style of Siege, and either it's just outdated or it's countered by CAG, but I just think sometimes trying to be different is unnecessary when the stables are so important. The meta back in the day, if you go back to like 2017 all the way to like 2021, I think it was always about breaking the meta as the first team and trend-setting how
10
everyone else
seconds
should
to
play
go.
the game and follow you. Whereas now, it's very much about just itching
seconds
like
left.
1% of improvement. So everyone's kind of doing the same thing meta-wise.
are heading
It's
out
about
to
being the
defuse
better
the bomb.
team at it, better crossfire, better communication, 1% here, 1% there. If you look at this major right now, Atlanta major, and look at the quote-unquote bottom teams in performance,
I'm looking.
they might be at like a 65% skill level at like doing this execution style meta. And then you look at like the top percent, and it's like they're at like the 90%. That's the big difference. It's not that teams are playing, oh, they play glass, they don't play glass, and these play fast and these play slow. It's about just being a little bit better in all the fundamental areas of the game. And right now, Talon, they're failing in those areas.
Well, things not going particularly well for this team. It doesn't seem like any amount of changes for Talon have worked through map number 1 and has not changed much through map number 2. There's plenty of time on Border to fix this, but we'd have to get the seasonal stats for Border, but my recollection is that it's not a terribly hostile map to the attackers.
Nope.
So if the defenders start winning more rounds than not, that doesn't necessarily give me a ton of confidence. 3 rounds in a row for CAG to draw first blood. Black Ray falls, but immediately so does Misa. Cyclops keep the numbers advantage, even if it is by 1. Down goes the Brava, though, a crucial operator to deal with whatever electronics may be found. In this particular case, not actually a very strong operator for the lineup being brought from Cyclops. Only really the Maestro to deal with. Chibisu immediately greeting Sayora the moment that that wall gets opened up. Now Ryder in a very similar position to before. Beheads, pivots over, misses out on the Mira, and misses out again as Anaton drops. Nitro Cell goes, Ryder evades it for now before re-engaging.
Now, if you do CAG, just don't die to vertical play off the bomb side and safe areas. Very little soft destruction, a little fall Talon. One more soft breach on Ryder on the Ash, then maybe one grenade from GLT, but that's it. So there should be safe areas in the site, of course, outside as well. You just don't want to get picked off. You got the Solus, you know if they're going to go for plant, you know exactly what it's going to be. And because it's 3 versus 2, you can even retake top floor. And to make things even worse, they got Maestro Cam and a bulletproof camera as well for intel on site. Talon, you gotta use that last grenade to find that utility, shut it down, make the side a dark area of intel, and then try and get that diffuser down if possible.
Oh, the jig might be up there. The Evil Eye zapping Ryder. There goes JLT and Anaton, a huge round. The final 2 picks as well. CAG barnstorming their way through this matchup. They're up 3-0 on Border.
Oh boy. Yep, this is how it goes. And I mean, I was critical of the first map's timing of the tactical timeout taken on down on match point. This right here, I thought it was gonna be becoming a lot better. You're down 0-3, you take your tactical timeout, and you actually have some rounds to work with once your coach gives his input. I will say, very calm and composed here behind the players. I would probably be furious, screaming, pulling my best Fabian impression from Invite, saying, guys, we are better than this. We cannot be losing like this. We've been playing better domestically. We've been training these things. We planned for these things. We prepped for them as well. We cannot be making these mistakes. But not every player needs a firm hand. Sometimes you gotta go a little bit soft and say, guys, listen, I know it's stressful. I know it's hard, but we gotta do a little better. Get some rounds in the board, show what we can do, what we're capable of. We can't go down on a 0-7 because at the looks of this might be where it's headed.
It's been a long time for this team to not win a round. 4 rounds, technically, if you go all the way back to Bank. Only 3 rounds won between these, or between Talon, between these 2 maps. Let me get my brain, re-engaged here. It is currently, I have been awake for over almost 12 hours at this point.
Yeah, it's about to hit that mark.
Yep, we're at 12 hours that we've been awake. And as with the first day, there's always an adjustment with waking up very early, getting here very early. But I mean, that's for us. The crew around us are putting in considerably longer hours. This is also the last match that you and I will be casting today.
That's true.
We are
10
back
seconds to
in
go.
tomorrow for yet another day of play-ins where we say goodbye to even more
5 seconds
teams.
left.
But more also to say hello to teams that make it to phase 2.
I was gonna say,
Attackers must locate
some
and
new
defuse
blood
the
will
bomb.
join us as there are phases to this. And different teams are in phase 1 and 2. So after taking the timeout, we tend to want to see immediate change either in operator lineup or in performance or just initial control of the map of what the attackers care about. We do see operator lineup changes. Iana being brought, I'm giving you spoken on that. Iana doesn't get played ever anymore. Lost the grenades, nobody likes her anymore, unlucky. But Iana and the nuke being brought out, Royboy and Sledge as well. So kind of going back to like the old meta of Siege from before this current patch with Fink and Grid like a buff. And maybe it's gonna be more comfortable ground for Talon because they've been practicing on that kind of style a lot longer, and Border is a more loose map where you can be allowed to play that kind of free operator roles. They really like this passport portion of the map. They always go there.
Yeah.
Oh
My! Arcoli swiftly removing the head of Misa on top east. Black Ray there for backup as the Nook of Ryder gets ever closer, but that Kiba barrier keeping Arcoli safe for now. Ryder will wait for a call. Only 2 drones on the board at the moment. 4 Talon and a nade gets pulled out. Arcoli saved by a hair. All the while wasting so much time in this position. Chased off now by the logic bomb. No heals available. So to Intel, Arcoli will go to try and keep the rest of the team alive. So far, things looking pretty good for Cyclops.
It's impressive and surprising that Arcoli actually lives that. He basically ate the nade with his mouth, but he gets away with, just 1 HP. No dog, unfortunately, but Black Ray keeping up that killing streak for CAG. His JLT now down for the count. No Duppy on the board, nor the Iana. And Black Ray, before the Kiba popped, he swung the door. Bit of a missed timing there on his part.
Sayora easily dealing with the Kiba barrier, wanting to assert himself. Can't get in the building just yet. What remains of Arcoli was found by Royboy. First kill for Royboy in this map. Misa now, the only player to not get on the board. Royboy having some very obvious struggles on Bank in terms of kills too. Definitely not his day. Now it's Ryder posted up looking towards metal. 40 seconds left, round number 4.
So the time's an issue now. Like, they got the 3v3, they got decent map coverage, but they might not have the time or drones to work with to actually approach the bomb site itself because they're gonna go in blind or run out of time. They can't get both angles covered. Might just be a 3-2-1, send it through armory door, but there's Suzy C waiting for the exact push. Wait, ooh.
That's
rough.
Relatively embarrassing. Good read by Suzu, but there's backup as Chibisu gets the final 2. Action coming fast and furious. CAG will win the first half by picking up 4 rounds, still 2 more to go, but no way for Talon to tie or win with only 2 rounds remaining. I mean, your goal at this point is to pick up these next 2 rounds and hope that when you swap sides, you can ride out being on defense better than what you saw from CAG, but this might be a tall task given what we've seen out of Talon so far.
I'm very curious where Royboy was trying to grenade from or towards at least, because it sounded like it was close to where the defenders were, so he was either in workshop or ventilation, and there is a chance he was actually going to nade out that perfect position of one of the 2 defenders in Armory, and that could have changed the round around, but instead he nades himself, and he was downstairs in this position, so looking for a lineup. No, he's already dead here. I can't see it anyway. But either way, low on time, low on drones. It was a little bit better for Talon, but still got a long way to go. And yeah, you said their goal is to get 2 rounds and a half. I think their goal is to get a single round on the board before they go 0-7 at this point, because they're desperate. And you can see it. They're trying so many things to operators, play styles, but the one thing kind of stays the same. That's my biggest criticism here. They always care about the same few rooms, which is passport, which is very uncommon. Normally as an attacker, you don't really go to passport. You go east stairs, into security, into either armory or archives. That's how every single team basically plays border. You should go for a quick side rush, or you play some kind of off-pace meta where you catch enemies by surprise, going like ventilation, or tellers, for example. But they care a lot about passport, apparently. Now they go Grim, they go Nomad, try and stabilize here, shut down the movement of Cyclops, and I like that from a concept perspective. We gotta see how it actually plays out in reality here. Good start though. East stairs priority, security priority. I like this initial attacking style from Talon, but they gotta get in the building, they gotta take those gunfights and also win out in them. Otherwise, they're not gonna get anywhere in this round.
You have to get in the building first. How about getting the first blood for the first time here on this map? CAG dominated first blood on Bank as well, so should not come as a surprise to anybody. And hey, you finally done it! Misa slaughtering Black Ray on East Stairs, not too far removed from the site. Far more work to be done. It's not as easy as just walking right in.
Cover me.
Chibasu wanting some of that smoke. Playing inside of offices and has a soft wall as well to open up a line of sight towards top of East. As Sayora and Ryder inch ever closer to the bomb site.
I just go for it. They got the smoke to cover the lineup. They got Grims to stop any pushes up. They got air jabs from GLT already primed and ready. So this could be a quick attempt. But Chibasu again just finds GLT somewhere on this map. A jump out, I believe, on the office window. That's going to slow things down for Talon. But could just plant here.
Suzu down for the count. Ryder watching now as there goes the Surya gate. Sayora with diffuser in hand, but doesn't see Arcoli. Long range baited right in. Arcoli still in this spot, but now danger for Talon as they have to retrieve that diffuser. They hold an advantage as there goes Chibisu. Arcoli and Anaton will need to hold out for the remaining minute. Talon being quick to the punch has actually bought them quite a nice nest egg when it comes to this round. Anaton yet to die, holding that corner inside a bathroom. Don't look the right way. That'll be its 6th kill for Anaton. Arcoli's retaken from above. Diffuser still needs to be retrieved as the time continues to work against Talon.
Like this, the setup, the drone, the intel, just biding their time at Talon, setting up all the things for perfection. But the issue is you only got 2 members and not all the right angles.
Anaton finds his 6. Now it's Ryder to hop on in. 2 players remaining for Cyclops. Ryder knows exactly where one of them is. He'll get quite aggressive. That packs quite a punch, but Anaton collects his 7th kill. 5-0 for CAG, 2 rounds away from a victory.
I don't know what to say at this point. I feel like I keep doing the same thing. It goes really well for Talon in the first minute and a half of the round when it actually ends up going well, but they still lose out. They get map control, they get top floor control, and then they go, you know what, let's just try to walk in and go for a plant before we do anything else. And the worst thing is, they had a smoke grenade down when they went for the wall breach, the smoke disappeared, then they walked in for the plant, and the smoke player of Twitch rotated to the side window where he couldn't use the smokes for the plant cover. So the planter dies, and they gain right here, they gain nothing. If the smoke goes down, I mean, sure, there's still a yellow ping available, but you can't really see what you're shooting at. And we see this here, multiple kills, 3 in fact, of the 5 kills in that round were all due to either yellow or red pings, intel on the side of defense. And that's because no IQ this time. And that's the issue, when your game isn't really going your way, when it's a very unstable process right here, which is exactly what Talon are suffering from, instability, you don't really get to figure out, like, okay, what operators work. They try slits, they try the Grim, they try some Brave. They're really going around the areas, Iana, Sledge, Twitch, Fink. I mean, they're going through all of it, but they're doing it in a way that nothing's working. So nothing's really stable for them. They don't get to play IQ. They can't find the Valkyrie cameras. And that punishes them in that previous round. So CAG doing a good job at kind of flexing out as well. Oh, Valkyrie here. Now no Valkyrie for 2 rounds. Oh, Valkyrie here. No Valkyrie for 2 rounds. Keep them guessing. Keep them on their toes. We gotta see, though, if CAG can keep up the discipline. When they get into this kind of lead, we tend to see them get a little bit like, you know what, we got this on the back, boys. Let's go for some fun. Let's go for some swings. And that can bite you really quickly.
See, and here we were speculating before we got into this matchup that Los being the more experienced team meant that we thought Talon might actually have the upper hand here. Not the case. Nice play from Misa to get the down onto Black Ray, but unsure if he'll be able to capitalize. The drone will give him that information that, yes, you did indeed get the down. There's the trail of blood.
Oh.
And inside the lobby, you hear the Azami moaning.
Oh.
Drone.
Not that kind of moaning. Moaning for pain and anguish. I like the patience that Talon are showing at this particular moment.
Oh.
What the? Arcoli, I don't know what you're doing. Black Ray will bleed out down below. No retrieval imminent. Excellent start by Talon.
Surely this will be the first round victory, right? Surely this doesn't go in favor of CAG despite all these things working out in the first minute and a half. Time is still ticking down. Josie being shot in the individual fights. Oh, it actually goes in favor of Talon to get the third kill.
JLT shrugging off a lot of that damage. Aniton and Suzu, the last two remaining. Aniton wanted that perfect first half. A lot of work cut out for these two, for Aniton to survive. I suppose you could just hide and let them plant the diffuser and then still live to see
Bomb
that second
located by
half, but
attackers.
you're going to be playing to win this round,
Oh, yeah.
not giving up.
No, and they're not getting like too eager either. Still droning, still waiting, setting up, playing it how you should, not taking those unnecessary risks of rushing the bomb site itself. They respect Cyclops enough that if 5v2 still means to play it out the way it should be. And they get the intel, they have to cut off. Now Suzu is cut off the bomb site.
First death for Aniton, and now it's Suzu in a 1v5. Whether it's flawless or not, this round for Talon has been exceptionally good, not just by their own standards, but by all standards, as they sweep through the defense in the very final round for CAG on that half. Talon now moving to defense. They pick up a single round.
This is like the position that sucks to be in. You struggle, you take a tactical timeout, you continue to struggle. In the final round on attack on the first half, you find a flawless round victory. And now things change because you go on defense. So you finally kind of figured out maybe what you should be doing differently, and that's it. Now you gotta refigure that out on defense, and hopefully for Talon, they do it quickly. One more round lost for them, and they're staring down the barrel of match and series point against them. And if, you know, CAG led the win with the following round afterwards, well, then Talon, they are going to be flying home very soon. So, they start an armory upstairs, no surprises there. Arbiter lineup, pretty standard too.
Attackers
Get some
have discovered the
utility, get some
location of a
intel,
bomb.
the Solus, the Warden, the Wamai, Asami, and the Mute. So CAG, they see this. They only changed a single Arbiter so far,
10
from
seconds to
Finger
go.
onto the Lion. They want that kind of crowd control.
5 seconds
They
left.
want them to be able to stop Talon from moving if that's what they say that they want. Lion scan
Attackers
does that,
objective
the
is
air
to
jabs do
defuse
that
the
as
bomb.
well. But then they have this flex Arbiter Nook, Aniton, can creep around the map undetected, can only really be spotted by the Solus gadget, and can try and find a flank or a pick somewhere on the map. Of course, 2 grenades in pocket as well. Can do so much damage from downstairs, from below. But CAG already now much quicker to the punch here than Talon were. Already taking usage control in the first 20 seconds of the round.
Curious as to how Cyclops goes about these executes. They've already got a read. One of the players down below, Arcully wants to capitalize off of this. It's the Solus of Misa found. There's a soft wall there as well. The Solus doesn't seem to realize it.
Oh, that's so free.
So free.
That's,
Why would you not go onto your gadget?
yeah, no one's in the default cam either, so like you're roaming down. Oh, no. Surely not. Okay, he gets saved in the last second. Great join intel though. But like, no one on defense was sitting on default cams to help Misa on the roam, so no one sees like the Tilla's info, the blue camera, etc. And they're not playing Valkyrie or Echo this time around either, so they only have that one default cam to work with, and again, nobody saw it.
So much intel from these drones. There goes another nade, this time claiming the deployable shield. Roy Boy not necessarily the target. Shot away at through the floor. It's got Sayora not too far away. Should help be required. Plugging a hole, now looking towards the doorway and break room is Sayora. Both of those, that is spectacular how they both missed.
Oh boy.
I mean, they might be retrievable. You can just pick them right back up, but Aniton needs information. Chibisu taking an awful lot of damage despite the advantage that CAG has. Talon could quickly get this one back onto equal footing.
Should know that it's clear because he was just inside a break room, so security surely is clear as well. Yeah, Robots sort of found with a decent line of sight here, but they still got us in the corner. Intel back and forth from both teams. See them, the yellow pings. Drone still plenty to go. 6 alive for the attacking side of CAG.
Drone active.
Oh, Black Ray almost getting the hit. 4 falling back off towards 90. No real information, but they know there's a rotate coming from top and east. You can hear it. Ryder will be the one to do that on very limited HP. A single bullet will be his undoing. And there's the Nomad. He looks the wrong way. He got siege timing real bad. Now the push from Armory as JLT falls. Anaton on a split push of his own. Suzu walking right in, realizing that it's a free bomb site. Diffuser going down. Arcoli taken care of. 2 kills for CAG, move them on to match point.
And it's such a good read from them. Like the rotations, the proactive gameplay, and sure, they struggled to get security control in the first beginning of the round, but the second they got it, they were always doing something towards working the next step. And it's taking Easters control, shutting down the flank, going for that flank themselves, going for both Beeper control and Armory walk-in, and just saying, again, 3, 2, 1, execute. It's such a small and simple concept, but even at this level of play, so many teams either get it wrong or they don't do it consistently. And it's, again, you just gotta take that second and say, guys, everybody ready? Okay, 3, 2, go. And then work together. They know what had to be done there. They knew half of was clear. It was droned out, so great intel work with those drones. And Blackberry with the perfect timing, shutting down Ryder. Then the follow-up as well. So free.
Really has been an absolute clinic up to this point by CAG. Far cry from the team that played against Bleed earlier in the day, but
different look.
Different look, different opponent as well.
Yeah.
Bleed as a roster, I would argue, is more practiced, more rehearsed, so it shouldn't surprise you if they do better.
Objective is to defuse a bomb.
I'm looking at the Orbit Atlanta on defense here. It's a Telos defense, and I'm seeing a Mossy and an
Attackers drop the
Oryx.
diffuser.
I think this is
Recover the bomb diffuser.
the last stop on this train. It is like, let's get good guns and just go for kills. Misa just does that. Spawn peek on the cheap. The second one is a Blacker as well. This is when nothing else works. You bring the rank game to Pro League and you find 2 kills.
Well, I mean, you say nothing else works, but it works, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, kudos to Misa for having the confidence in himself and his team to say, no, guys, let's try this. Because if this doesn't work, it doesn't matter, then we lose.
Lose your Dokkaebi, you lose your Finka. Those are 2 very critical operators here. Nuisance operators, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, super annoying.
You've got Gridlock as well on the board, so an operator that can very easily cut off flanks. Nomad has been the go-to attacker, anti-flank operator, but this time we'll see the Aussie instead.
Gridlock time.
Arcoli, the very first pick for Cyclops. There goes Seora.
And Misa's half HP as well. This big lead that Misa obtained for his team single-handedly is slowly fading away. It comes down to some individual gunfights here. CAG, they're spread out. They know that plan A is out the window. Lost members of spawn peaks. Plan B is in effect. Roam around, fish for some kills, see if Talon they overstep their boundary and even back those numbers.
Arcoli getting droned in upstairs now. There goes Misa. 2 separate players from Talon in close proximity. Ryder will have the angle right now if the Ash moves up too close to that Kiba barrier. Do or die at this point for Talon.
Loading new mag.
Their trip here to Atlanta on the line this round and for every round until we get to overtime.
Attackers bomb diffuser.
Anaton dies to JLT. Arcoli expending all of this utility, might get a read now as well. Over towards Fountain, does so. JLT just gets away in time, but Suzu's quick to the pulse. Roy Boy, 2 kills to his name. We'll need to double up on that or Cyclops walks away with the victory. And Talon, the first team to go home in the Atlanta Major. 35 seconds could remain on this Korean squad's trip. Roy Boy will lose some of the roof above him as the drop comes in the bathroom and the diffuser starting down. Arcoli looping around, but so does Roy Boy, and Arcoli seals the deal.